Hello and welcome to the SNS Esports F1 League online league. We are here for Tier 2 Round 1 at Catalunya. My name is Tom. I'll be your commentator and I'll be joined tonight by Kieran.
Hello.
This is all new to us, so we're a little bit rusty. Well, not the word rusty. We're a little bit hectic to say the least. But I think we're going. We've got the cars on the track. They're out for their first qualifying session, so bear with us as we try and get ourselves on our feet. But I'm excited, Kieran. Are you? Oh,
yeah,
sun's
I'm
off.
very excited to see this lot. Something different for us to commentate on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, this one.
Well, the first bit of news so far is that Callum Baker in the McLaren has already crashed and he's out. I did see a McLaren go off. I did wonder who it was, and unfortunately it's Callum from obviously the K-Tech touring cars that we host, which is a bit of a shame. So he was out of the first qualifying session, but I'm sure he'll come back in the race some point.
Well, it'll probably be in qualified 2 as there's only 15 what goes through.
Indeed. Lovely. So let me quickly, we'll go through the little names with who we've got in a second. Catalunya is a circuit that we're quite familiar with ourselves. Quite a fast circuit. It's I would think one of my favourites. I used to dislike. I thought it used to be a bit boring, but I'm actually quite a big fan of Catalunya. So
yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. I mean, in the touring cars, I didn't mind it. It wasn't a bad track, but
yeah,
it can be awkward at sometimes. The fighting, more like it's the awkward parts of the track. But otherwise, I don't mind the track really.
Okay. Right, let's have a look at the teams then. So whilst we watch the Renault going around, we've got in the Mercedes, so we've got Kian Green in the Mercedes, joined with John Neves, so we'll obviously see them around. We've got Ferraris, we've got Matteo Van Butzel, we'll just call him Matteo to stop them to keep saying his name. Craig Millsy will join him in the Ferrari. For the Red Bulls, we've got JJ's 10 and Durap, which we've got some names which we'll catch up on them. No AlphaTauris for this one. We've only got 15 cars on the grid so far, so hopefully we'll have more join later on. In the McLaren, obviously we've got Callum, who's out already, and we've got Brown, and then in Racing Point we've got Marcy. I'm trying to see how to pronounce it. We'll get that right hopefully at some point in the league. Joined by PB, who we haven't been introduced just yet to, so PB316 will be in the other Racing Point. We'll get to find out what his real name is. Renault has got R. Fagan, joined with Leclerc, who he likes to be known as Leclerc online. So we've got Haas and his wild dog, which is Kobe van der Hayden, so we'll call him Kobe. And then we've got Skull Repar, which is Haas, and is Tadas. And then in the Williams we've got Octavian, who was supposed to be racing tonight, but he's gone into Tier 1 as they've got a bit of a small grid, so he will be, I think, back in the Tier 2, I imagine, but we're not entirely sure. So having a look then what we've got so far, and we've got a quick lap, 1:16.6 so far for John Neves. Interesting. Anything you've seen so far, Kieran?
At the minute I'm just watching JJ. He seems like he's going quite smooth, to be fair. I don't think he's done a fast lap yet, like properly gone for one yet, but just be keeping an eye on JJ at the moment. I don't know if his next lap is the lap what he's going to try, but yeah, he seems like a bit consistent going round.
Interesting.
You've got Millsy still in the pits though. That's Craig.
So John Neves has just gone into the pits, who's leading. Brown's just gone out with the McLaren. He's got a 1:17.2 so far. Marcy has got a 1:17.4 in the Alfa Romeo. Both Renaults so far have been out, got some fairly decent laps. Kian in the other Mercedes has got 1:18, so early days of course. We do know that some of these are actually just as new to this game as we are, so I imagine they will get quicker as they go on. So at the moment we're watching Kian Green in that Mercedes.
Well, you've got Craig and Glenn also Kolb, who's on their outlap.
Yep.
It looks like Kolb's just starting his actual fast lap now.
Okay. No worries. We've got Millsy Gaming. So Craig Millsy is on his outlap in the Ferrari, so he'll be able to get his first lap in. We know he's definitely new. Interestingly, Craig Millsy is a friend of Fitzy, who is Connor Hewlett from the touring cars. So we'll hopefully see Connor in the F1 later on in the season. But for now, it's just Craig. And then we've got JJ East has just gone back into the pits. Pits. Got to get that right. And then Yellows, that is Matteo. So he's still in the pits. FC UK G-Man, I think that's Gaz. I believe that is one AlphaTauri. So yeah, it's slightly, might be an alteration in some of the cars of what we've said. Again, we'll just kind of find our feet eventually as we go into the season further on. PB316 still in the pits. Mean Man Moody, I know that's Scott Moody. I didn't mention him. So he is in a Racing Point, still in the pits. Oh, someone's off.
They're all on super soft. Soft, sorry, not super soft.
Okay.
I'm thinking about the touring cars there. No, they're all on soft at the moment. There's a way of changing on the screen so the viewers can see. If you press square,
yes,
and then you go to details, put on fitted, and then lap data, put enabled.
Lovely.
And track map, put full track map, and then all the viewers can see the sectors and the lap times, what's happening right now.
That's perfect. That's what we needed.
And
Lovely.
Then you press triangle just to hide the bottom menu.
Excellent. There we go. So learning something already.
Yeah.
So I just did watch. You probably didn't see it, Kieran, because obviously you're not going to be seeing the same as me. Kieran Green was off in the gravel, so he's had an off somewhere down the line. So he's gone back into the pits. Probably get another fresh set of tyres. John Neves still leading then with 1:16.6. 8.5 minutes left of Q1, and we're now watching FC UK G-Man in the AlphaTauri, and he is coming round into. He's on sector 3, coming round into the tight right-hander chicane.
Temp's just spun out and hit the wall.
Oh, so he's out.
Front wing.
Okay.
He's not out. He's just broken his wing.
Okay.
So in the Haas car.
Okay, so FC UK G-Man gets a 1:17.5, so I think he's improved. So that's good. So he's up to 6. So let's have a look. We've got some pretty a decent amount of laps that have been put in so far. Then, as I say, John Neves still leads in the Mercedes. Wild Dog, which is Kobe, he's 1:17 in second in the Haas. Leclerc is the third in the Renault. Brown is fourth with Marcy in fifth. FC UK G-Man just put that lap in which we watched. Kieran Green down to 8th. Skull Reaper unfortunately is a spun, so he is just regaining himself, and he's got a 1:19, and there's Craig Millsy also 1:19, so there's a bit of a variation at the moment. It seems to be roughly 3 seconds between the top and the bottom, and 4 cars still yet to go out and set a lap.
I think they're treating probably qualify 1 as like a practice, as as they all know they're going into qualifying 2, so I think it's just a little bit of practice for them really at the moment.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I mean this whole first race is going to be a practice session to some degree. Some of them might be experienced, some of them not. We don't know. We pretty much almost all of the guys here personally, we've never experienced seeing them in their racing, so it'd be good to kind of learn how they all are over the next few weeks. Not only that, some of them are new to the game, some of them are maybe new to kind of league racing completely, so they've got to get used to having each other on the track as well, so it could be, hopefully it'll be clean, but
fingers crossed. But where they're new, the thing is It's alright, unqualified. They're in open ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
they're not really side by side with each other. So the racing is what's going to make it the interesting one to watch, especially for the, like you say, the new ones. You don't know what's going to happen with them yet. Brand new to the league. Don't know even if they even done a league before in any type of racing. So it'll be quite interesting to watch and see how they progress, type of thing.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. So Cian Green, as we're watching here, is on a outlap, and he is behind JJ East.
And he's put on mediums as well.
Yeah, so JJ is on the toe and he's just struggling to get himself ready, so maybe he's just warming them tyres up, hopefully. But not many cars on the track at the moment. Cian being one of them, Marcy is another one, and then we've got JJ and Mateo.
I wonder if Cian's gone for the mediums for to try and qualify on. So, because obviously if he gets into qualify 3 and qualifies on mediums, then he's going to start with mediums. So is he playing the strategy of I'll stay on mediums and then at the end of the race I'll be on softs?
Yes, maybe. So it could be.
It looks like he's the only one who's gone for the mediums.
And look at that, we've just actually had Marcy, we call him Marky. Marky's, I think, probably like it. Marky is a 1:16.5, so he's actually gone ahead of John Neves. So that's the first time.
Though, very close.
Yeah, very close. But it's the first time we've really seen anyone quicker than John.
Yeah.
In the session so far. 4 minutes left of qualifying 1, and Marky he doesn't seem to be doing a quick lap, so he's kind of slow on this one. Anyone else out the track? Still Cian in those mediums. He's going for it, and he's sector 2 now, so he's just coming up to the tight left hairpin and looking good. Lifts off slightly, then to the right, and then as he goes into the really tight chicane, proper lift off, slow there so you don't spin out, and then floors it as he comes round the last corner. He's going to be on a 1:15, 1:16, 1:17.7. Yep, so 1:17.
Open, so
he's gone quicker.
He's going to go for another lap.
He's up there in 7th, so he's safe so far in first queue qualifying. As you say, they're all going to be in through the first qualifying. It's a full qualifying session. We could have set it to slightly different, but to be honest, as you say, it's probably a good practice session for everyone, and he's actually off the track, so that's a shame. He's not going to go quicker on that one, so let's come away from then Cian and go and watch Skull Reaper, which is Tadas, and Tadas is
also
on his
you've
outlap.
got Matteo, who's on mediums now as well.
Okay, so Matteo is going out on mediums in his Ferrari, so that'd be interesting to see how that works out for him. 2.5 minutes left to go in Q1. Hopefully we get to see Callum doing a decent session for the second one, and that is Tadas lifting off, so he's come out of that lap. He's actually let past, that must be Matteo, as we watch Matteo. So both Ferraris out, both Craig Millsy and Matteo also out in their Ferraris, one on the softs and one on the mediums. And only John and Marky are the only ones into the 1:16s. No one else has managed to get into the 16s yet, so very close from Wild Dog, which is Kobe.
You got Matteo's just about to start his fast lap, so on the mediums, so we'll see what he can do on their mediums. He opens DRS going past the line, and this is his fast lap now. So we'll see how well he can do on the mediums. I think he might have seen Cian go on the mediums. I thought I'll try that as well.
It's looking quick. It's 21 in the first sector. Let's go on board with him.
Oh, it's just spun.
He spun it. That's a real shame. He was looking quick, but he's just lost it. So he's actually set no lap so far, and so he's probably going to be annoyed with that. A bit disappointed. But early days, as we said.
So we've got 3 what still ain't set a lap yet.
Yeah, so Mean Man Moody I think is having some issues, which is Scott Moody. So Scott's having a few issues with getting back into the game, so hopefully he will be back in a second. Just 3 minutes left then, so everyone's on their final laps.
That's a shame for Matteo.
Yeah, it was a shame, but learning curve for him potentially. And he's going to try and do one more fast lap.
This will be his only run to try and do a lap.
That's good to see. Scott Moody joined back in, so he's in, and he won't be not disqualified. He won't be kicked out for the first qualifying session as he returns back, because as I say, we've got enough people here to go through all of them into the second session.
Yeah.
It's looking good, Matteo. Opening up the DRS and the hairpin. I'll go on board with him and around the last few corners.
Come into our famous hairpin, eh?
Oh. No, we don't do things like that. It's all nice and clean.
You wouldn't have thought we were on the same too.
Here he comes down
So
the straight. Oh, it's quick.
Well, he's done a really good lap.
So 1:17.178.
P4.
So yeah, it's good for P4. So that's really good. Right at the end, pulled it out of the bag, and that shows some promising pace for Matteo in the Ferrari. So that's the end of Q1 then, and there's only just a few issues. Luckily, Scotty can get a decent lap in from the second session. Cool. So the quickest lap there from Markey was a 1:16.3. John Neves very, very close next to him with a 1:16.6. The two of them quite clearly the quickest so far, but others are catching up and doing not too bad. Two Belgian guys, Kobe and Matteo, doing early 1:17, so they have potential to catch up to the two up the top. Leclerc not too far behind them as well, with Brown on 1:17.2, so still early days and still yet to see some of the true paces of some of the rest of them.
Right, it's qualified 2. Don't know what's happened to Callum.
Indeed. Something's happened to him. So no one out of the pits just yet. Hopefully Callum will return. So 2, 3, 4 cars have gone out then. So we have got Tadas in the Haas has gone out with of course Scott Moody, and he's desperate to get out after missing the first session in the Racing Point, so good to see him out on the track already. Brown in the McLaren. We didn't see much of him in the first session, so hopefully he will be making a decent set of times. Oh, dog. Can he go quicker than he did in the first session? John Neves out very early as well, and then temp 348274. I'm trying to work out who that is. Hopefully we can figure out temp. So it's not a name that I'm reckoning. No, temp in the Renault right at the back.
Oh, temp. That's Ruben.
Ah, that's Ruben. Lovely. Cheers for that. So Ruben is temp. So it looks like we've got John Neves is one of the first to go out on his quick lap. Scott Moody's actually ahead of him. So, but let's watch John as he pulled a great lap very early on. So he could be one of the contenders to be a pole sitter potentially if he continues. And it's one of the Renaults getting out of the way. Go on board with John then, and he's got Craig in front of him. He moves out of the way luckily. Cian Green, Craig Mills, Matteo, FCUKG man is out as well, and both just one of the Renaults of Leclerc is out on the track as well on the out laps.
Got 3 on mediums this time.
Yes, sector 3 we've got a yellow flag, so we're just going to come past it in a second, whether that was just temporary. Yeah, sector 3 yellow flag, someone's gone off. We're on board with John still, so we may see a car if we go past. I don't seem to see anything just yet. No, no cars. So, as John Neves comes across the line, oh, it's another quick lap. It's a 1:16.6 again, so he goes quickest as Kobe goes with a 1:16.9 in the Haas. Brown is a 1:17.9, a little bit far behind in the McLaren.
He is on the mediums.
He is on the mediums.
So he's in P3 at the moment on mediums.
Interesting. So temp. So that's Ruben. Ruben's gone up with a 1:17.9. So still the top 2 so far, the only ones into the 1:16s, and that's good for Kobe, and that's the first time he's gone into it. And Matteo goes with a 1:16.5, so he goes quickest in Q2 with 10 minutes to go. Yellow flag in
also,
sector 2.
It's only top 10 as well, what only goes through to Q3.
See if there's anyone off this. Oh, someone off the back there. I don't know if that was anything to do with the yellow flag. Few still in the pits. Yeah, so Matteo, a really good lap, and he's on the softs though. And then you've got Ruben on the mediums and Brown on the mediums as well. Also Leclerc looks like he's gone out on the mediums, as does Cian Green, who's in the pits. So still top 3 then in the 1:16.6. This is actually really close. Look how close both Kobe and John Neves are. They're both in 1:16.6, so only 5/100ths of a second between them. Still just under 10 minutes left of Q2, and we're still yet to see laps from Cian Green, JJ, Markey and PB, and we're still yet to see Callum return. So hopefully we'll have him back. Let's go and have a look. Let's watch FC UK G-Man on his fast lap here. He's on sector 3. He's not gone with it, so he's back in the pits. Yep. Who else can we watch? Leclerc's gone into the pits as well. Scott Moody, so he's done his first lap then. He's done a 1:18.5, but that's very early days for him. Oh, he spun it. Oh, and he's in the wall. So Scott Moody hits the wall hard in the racing point, and that is his qualifying lap over and done with. So he's going to have to nurse it back to the pits. The yellow flags are out, and see if he can get back in there, get the car fixed, and get back out to do a quicker lap. So again, we're seeing a few people spinning off, and unfortunately not setting some time. So hopefully we get to see everyone out doing some laps.
On his out lap.
Also Kobe out on a out lap as well. Sorry, not Kobe, it's Tadas. So just watching Tadas on his out lap. Oh, Craig Millsy's done a 1:19.3, so a little bit of work to do there.
Kian's starting his fast lap now.
Let's watch Kian. There he is, on board with Kian then, as he goes around the first right-hander, left-hander chicane almost. And then it's a fast right-hander. Keep it floored nearly, keep himself off the green stuff. That's good. The green stuff is slippery, and we know that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to be doing. But Kian looking good. So he's in sector 2 then, round the right hander, and a fast dash down into the hairpin.
Got a faster sector 2. The best from sector 2 so far.
Yeah, so he purpled that sector, hasn't he? So he's looking good.
Yeah.
This is good for
Looking
Kian.
strong.
Can he finish it nicely? Looking good. Over the curbs. Yellow flag,
bend.
sector 2, and here he comes. Kian Green's going to have a good lap. It's not the 1:16s, it's a 1:17.6. So
moves him up to P6.
Yep, so that's the two Mercedes doing well on 4th and 6th there. Let's go down to Tadas, if he's still on the track. He is. Oh no, he slowed. So unfortunately Tadas has ruined his lap, so he's to slow down. Whether he'll stay back out in on the track, we yet to see. Two cars still to make a lap. That's JJ and PB. Tadas gets out of the way, does the right thing. Let's watch the Millsy then, I think that is. Yeah, on board with Millsy. He's on his out lap and he's just about to start his fast lap. Can he get into the 1:18s at least and go quicker than what he did last time? Oh, slightly wide, but looking good into the first sector. To sector 2.
So you got Glenn who's come back out on his out lap. So is Ruben. And so is Moody. Scott Moody. He's back out on his out lap.
Okay, so Scott Moody is going to go and see if he can get a better lap after spinning out earlier on in the sessions. Just over 4 minutes left as we watch Craig Millsy finish his lap here. He's looking okay.
Not many laps to go.
Oh no, he's red. I think he's invalidated his time because he's in the red. So 1:19.1 actually. Yeah, so he invalidated his lap time and he actually went a little bit quicker. So that's a shame for Craig. Someone off there again. Still, so we've got 4 cars in the 116s now. We've got Matteo still in the lead with 116.5, Wild Dog 116.6. Then we've got Mark here on 116.6, so that's really close up the top there. Really look at that. Oh my god, John Neves. So 3 cars in 116.6s, so that's really close up there. That's going to be very close. Oh, that's someone spinning. That's FC UKG, man. That's a real shame. He spun it in the AlphaTauri, so he is on medium tyres as well. It's close on the 117s. There's a massive gap, a second gap between 4th and 5th, and they're all close together.
I was going to say, you're seeing a lot more 116s this time.
Yeah.
It's a fight now, ain't it, for the top 10?
Yeah.
To get in through to the last
exactly.
qualifier.
So at the moment, it's just Scott Moody is Scott Moody is just about safe as Tadas in the Haas. We've got to call him Tad Haas. Maybe. Tadas is in 12th, and so Craig, Tadas, JJ, who hasn't set a lap, neither is PB. So those 4 so far are under threat from being eliminated from the qualifying session. The rest of them fairly safe so far. And to be honest, Scott Moody has a lap which is more than half a second, so Millsy needs a bit of work to do to get himself into a safe position. Brown going out for another lap. Maybe he just wants to make himself that little bit safer. He's in 8th with a 117.9, but you never know what could happen, so it looks like he wants to get quicker, put himself in a better position. Leclerc also on an out lap, making sure he can be safe in this session. Of course, the top 4 are in the pits, and I don't think they'll be seeing them again because they are looking good and safe up there. Ruben is another one that's gone into the 116s with a 116.8. So as you say, you did say it, we will see more getting into the 116s as they become comfortable, with the car, with the track, and maybe with the game as well. So
got Glenn what's still on the mediums.
cool. Looking good for Leclerc as he goes out on his fast lap, and we've got Scott Moody is out of the session, retired, yeah, so he could still go through.
I think he's comfortable.
There's a purple sector for Leclerc for the first sector. That's looking good. How does his sector 2 look, coming round the fast right hander? Stay off the green stuff there as well as he goes over there. He's quicker.
Got Tadas as well, which is out, is trying to get into the top 10.
Yep.
He's got a chance of knocking Moody off 10th. So could it be an early retire for Moody? I know Scott's coming in.
So here comes Leclerc. He does a 116.4.
16.4.
Wow.
The fastest we've seen so far.
Wow, what a lap. So we
and
didn't see that one coming.
Brown's on his last lap out. He's the last one out.
He's safe, but can he go quicker? He looks like he's going quicker, I think. I've just seen. No, he's gone a bit. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to do it, so he's coming. So there we go. We've had it. We have had no laps from JJ or PB. We're not entirely sure what happened to them, so hopefully we can get an answer and we'll see them in the race. But yeah, interesting. So at the end of Q2 then, Leclerc right at the end sets a fantastic 116.4 as he is quickest on the softs, with Matteo in second with a 116.5. Tadas does a 116, sorry, not Tadas, So I get them the two the two hazards. I'm getting confused. Kobe Wild Dog 116.6, and then Marcy 116.6. So you can start seeing the 116.6 is there. So this is going to be interesting to see who can get the first pole of the season. Then here at Catalunya, we're going to go into qualifying 3 sessions. So Q3. Here we go.
So I'd say the team's a bit spreaded out, ain't they? There's no double teams close together up the top or anything.
We've got 2 Renaults in there, 2 Mercedes, 1 Ferrari, 1 Haas, and one of it. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mishmash. No one dominating team-wise.
No.
No one really dominating driver-wise. That's well ahead. We've got a top 6 that seem to be quite quick and showing their real pace a little bit more now. John Neves, Marcy, and Matteo have been quick right off the books.
So it's not the top 10, it's only top 9.
Well, I think it was the top 10. I think Scott Moody either retired fully from the session,
right,
maybe, so something's happened to Scott Moody. Hopefully he will be back.
Quite a few's coming out straight away.
Yeah, looking like they want to get some good laps in. That's Matteo, who's out first then. Still very sunny and yet to see any rain. Of course that will just throw a spanner in the works. And just 2, 3, it's actually just 2 cars still in the pits. Everyone has gone out and they're all determined to, oh, that's Matteo's made a mistake, but of course he's only on his out lap. Let's get the details up. So, onto his
what's still in the pits.
fast lap then. His first fast lap for Matteo, as also Kobe onto his fast lap just behind him. Oh, Matteo spins it and he's in the wall. So Matteo is, yeah, that's not great at all, is it? And oh, that's the AlphaTauri looking really, really sideways as well with FCU KJ man. Matteo struggling to get back on the circuit, and he does. So he is keeping out of everyone's way. He's probably going to be annoyed with himself with that. So we will have to find out how he does later on, as he's going to return to the pits. Let's watch Marcy here. Haven't seen much of him.
But I say, I think Brown's feeling very confident. We're still sitting the only one in the pits still.
Yeah. Maybe he's just waiting for the right time to see how everyone else does, see what he's got, what the competition is, whether anyone's been sandbagging, and if anyone's going to pull a ridiculously quick lap out. If anyone's going to go into the 115s, can they do it? A 116.6 for Wild Dog. So Kobe sets the bar straight away. Ruben does a 117, just over 117, so 117.018. So John Neves sets 116.091. So he's I laughed about it, but it was nearly into the 115s for John Neves. Look at that straight away. John Neves stamps down and says, "This is what I am, and this is how quick I can be." Fantastic lap from John Neves in the Mercedes.
I think he could actually be quite comfortable with that and like call that his lap basically with that lap. That's a very quick lap.
A very good lap. Cian Green does well with a 1:17.4 in the other Mercedes, so they're looking pretty strong in the Mercedes there. Leclerc does a 1:18.1. Matteo, obviously, he's gone back into the pits to get himself fix his front wing, as FCKG and Marcy and Brown all yet to set a lap. Brown, of course, is in the pits. Sector 3 has got a yellow flag, and that it looks like it's Kobe. He's gone off. You'll see him in a second as we watch Marcy go purple sector for sector 2. So Marcy looking good. Kobe's managed to get going again, so we won't see Kobe. Marcy coming back onto his last few corners here. Can he get a quick time? Looking good.
Goes over the line. Ooh. Goes up to second.
1:16.4.
That is quick.
So the Alfa Romeo of Marcy goes second with a 1:16.4 in on the soft. So looking good for him, but just 4/10 away from pole as John Neves sits there with that amazing time. But who knows? You just never say never for beating that time, but he's just done a quick lap and he's just sitting in the pits. Oh, I don't need to do it anymore. Fantastic from Marcy though. It's good for seconds. And let's find out if anyone else is on the track. So Cian Green out on the Mercedes in fifth currently with a 1:17.0, but very, very close to Ruben in the Renault. Can he go quicker to get up into potentially maybe a podium position for the qualifying session here? Of course, this is where we'll see the first point of the season taken from pole. Here comes Cian. Round the last bend. 1:17.6. He doesn't go quicker. It's actually half a second slower than his fastest so far. So
he did slightly come off the track at one point.
Yeah. So Matteo out onto his fast lap then, as he tries to regain his confidence after spinning very early on into this qualifying session. We know that so far what we've seen in is Matteo is consistently quick, so that mistake has hopefully not knocked his confidence too much, because it's really here where we get to see where he can put his car on the grid. To sector 2. Oh, he's nearly spun it again.
Oh, nearly. That's close.
Oh, he's gone off onto the gravel. So Matteo is feeling the pressure here. He's keeping it going. He's got to get a lap in at least, so he can get something. Brown's still yet to come out of the pit, so whether he's just sitting in there just content with 9th, he doesn't think he can do a quick lap, I don't know, but it looks like Matteo has slowed down. He has, I think. So set himself up perfectly for the next lap, and time is running out. Just over 4 minutes left of Q3. Here he comes down the start finish straight over the line. It's a 1:19. It's a lap. It's in 7th, but we know he can go quicker. So FC UKG man and Brown still yet to set a lap.
So far you got the ones who are out, what's doing the lap so far is Matteo and Glenn, and then you've got two what's on the out lap, which is Wild Dog and Ruben. Glenn's coming round now for the last chicane. And he goes over the line. 1:17.5. Moves up to 6th. But here comes Matteo now. And he gets a 1:16.2.
Look at that.
So close.
He pushes Marcy down to 3rd in the Alfa Romeo, and strangely enough Marcy's just come out of the pits right behind him. So Matteo, a fantastic lap. We thought he was looking a little bit shaky after 2 laps with mistakes, and he's got himself into 2nd with a 1:16.2, and not quite enough for pole, but he's very, very close.
Very close.
And he's invalidated his lap, so he's not going to go any quicker. FC UK G-Man has retired. He will no longer be taking part in this Q3 session. A yellow flag, someone's gone off. I think that might be Kobe again. Or is that the FC UK? I think that's G-Man.
Might be Glenn.
Yeah. Oh, is it Glenn?
I think so. His car is... It's greyed out, so I don't know if something happened in sector 3. Yeah, his car's just sitting there, I think.
Okay, and it looked like that was Kobe just off on the gravel there. Sector 3, he's done a 1:30. Oh yeah, so he's struggled, so I think he was off the circuit. Might be Kobe potentially, who's in 4th for the 1:16.6, so it's looking okay there. So just over 1 minute left.
Oh, Brown's come out of the pits. So could he be doing like a Lewis Hamilton on all of us, just going to smash it out on the last lap type thing? So Brown starts his fast lap now. He's only going to get 1 lap in. So what can he do in this 1 lap?
John Neves still at the top with that fantastic time. I don't think anyone's going to touch him, really. I don't really think we've got... oh, that's Kobe, who was purple in that sector, but he's just lost the back end. And he goes round. Can he go quicker? That looks like Kian slow. Here comes Kobe then. He's round the last bend. Don't think he's going to get... oh, he might get an extra lap in. Oh, lucky, very lucky man. 1:17.2, so no quicker. Let's go and watch then. Kian, no, he's coming to the pits, so he's not going to go for another lap.
Brown's on his fast lap, and it looks like it's his only lap he's going to do.
Yeah, there's some tactics going on with this. Brown has gone up for 1 lap. He's gone for a 1-shot qualifier.
And not much fuel, so he's put less fuel in. Yeah. So I don't know if he's trying to do 1 final good lap, but what has he got?
Can he do it? No. Oh, it's a
1:16.7.
Puts him in 6th, just ahead of Kian Green in the Mercedes. So that pushes Kian down. So Mercedes 1:7 then. We've got a mixture of teams there. 2 McLarens. Sorry, no, there's not. 2 Renaults. Yeah, of course, yeah. 2, which is Ruben and Leclerc in 5th and 9th. So, as you say, team game. It looks like it's Mercedes advantage for the race. Only fast laps then for Marcy, who's coming round. He's quicker. He's actually quicker. Oh, that was close.
Not quite.
Wild Dog, Kobe, he's going to do a 1:16.7. I didn't see if there was any change in that. So
he got 4th.
Yeah. So Kobe stays in 4th, I think. So there you go. John Neves gets pole position for the Mercedes with a 1:16. 2nd is Matteo in the Ferrari. Marcy 3rd with the Alfa Romeo. Kobe 4th in the Haas, with Ruben in the Renault for 1:16.7 for 5th. Brown in the McLaren is 6th. Kieran is 7th in the second of the Mercedes, and then there's FUC, also G-Man Glenn, we're going to call him at the moment, AlphaTauri, and Leclerc in the second of the Renaults in the top 10. Racing Point, Scott Moody was 10th, but we didn't see him in this session, so again, hopefully we will see him in the race. So John Neves is leading the championship with 1 point, and we are now going to head into our race. So this is it, Kieran, our first race of the season.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are then. They're going to go on to their
Formation lap.
Yep, the formation lap, and let's get ourselves ready for
So we've got all 15 drivers back on the track now.
all 15 cars are here, which is good. So Scott Moody returns, and so does Callum. So good to see him. He will line up at the back. And then, of course, we've got the predicted strategies of 2 stops. So the grid then, John Neves.
Callum's gone off the track.
Oh, no.
On the formation lap.
Oh, no. It's going to say, just about to say, the grid then is John Neves for the Mercedes is our pole sitter. Second to him is Matteo in the Ferrari. Marcy's third in the Alfa Romeo. Kobe in the Haas is fourth, with Ruben in the Renault in fifth. Next to him will be Brown in the McLaren, with Kieran Green in the Mercedes. Leclerc in ninth with the Renault. Scott Moody for Racing Point in 10th. Craig Millsy will be 11th for Ferrari, with Tadas in 12th for the second of the Hasses. JJ in the only one in the Williams, I think that is. And then PB316, the second of the Alfa Romeos, 14th. And Callum in the McLaren will round up the grid at the back. It's strange seeing someone already sitting on the grid. I don't know how that happens.
Usually if they hit each other they get disqualified for doing a formation lap, but then that's a bad thing because their tyres are cold from the start of the race.
So okay, so Kobe has been disqualified.
Yep.
Wow, that's
here we go.
Crazy.
4 lights on and they go out.
And where we go? Oh, not sure what's going on here.
Oh,
I've got some.
I don't know what happened there.
Wow, there's some horrendous glitchiness. Whether it's lag, I'm not sure. Kobe's obviously gone because he was disqualified, but into the lead then goes John Neves in the Mercedes. Second is Ruben in the Renault, so we didn't see that coming. Yeah. Let's go on.
Ruben's gone up 3 places.
Oh, that's Marcy going really wide. He's just behind Matteo, and yeah, so just apologise for this. It was really, really glitchy, so that's not what we wanted on our first race, but on board with Marcy in the Alfa Romeo, and he's just behind Matteo. In 5th is Kian in the Mercedes, so he's made up some great progress so far. FC UK up to 6th, for Leclerc in 7th, Scott Moody in 8th, Craig Millsy 9th, JJ up to 10th, Brown in 11th, so he's dropped down. And then Skull Reaper, which is Tadas in the Haas 12th, PB 13th. Callum is 14th, and he's still on the circuit, and he's actually keeping up, so that's not doing too bad then, as Kobe is probably going to be hitting. So if we didn't actually see what happened, I didn't see. Did you? You say so? Did you say you saw them?
Who's that? Sorry.
Kobe. Why he got disqualified?
Kobe. No, I didn't see, but usually it means because they've hit someone or something like that, so they gets disqualified for the formation lap.
So up the stop, the mid-pack here. So in 7th we've got Leclerc, who's very close to FCUK. So the G-Man Glenn in the AlphaTauri is quite close to Kieran, ahead of him as well. So a little bit of a battle going on here, which is looking pretty good. Obviously lap 2 of 33, it is a 50%. Oh, he goes wide. Leclerc goes very, very wide, so he has to stop and slow down. Sector...
JJ's just spun out.
Indeed. Let's find JJ. Yeah, JJ in the Red Bull. It's not the Williams, it's the Red Bull, my mistake. So yeah, so in the Red Bull he spun out, so he's got a bit of work to do to catch up to the pack on the front then. John Neves comfortably leading in the Mercedes. He is 1.5 seconds ahead of Ruben in the Renault, and a fight for 3rd and 4th here, looking really, really good. And Marcy is on the inside, Matteo is on the outside.
Tries it. He sticks it and he gets out in front.
So well done to Marcy. Matteo down to 4th then, and that's allowed Kieran to get close up behind them as they are fighting between them for 3rd and that last podium position, as they allow John Neves and Ruben to get ahead. Kieran slow on the exit of the corner then, as he goes down the start finish straight onto lap 3. Still early days,
but DRS is enabled now.
Yeah. So Kian is under threat from Glenn behind him, and from Leclerc as well, so this pack has bunched up a little bit. If we go further down, let's go on board with Leclerc, and he's very, very close to Glenn.
He should be in DRS zone.
Yellow flag, sector 2. Who's gone off? That is the red car of Millsy. Craig Mills has gone off. Let's find out where he is. Oh, he's gone off big time. I think he's okay to continue. Maybe he's just spun it. I think he's continuing, so he hasn't retired. So Craig Mills, an early start, and unfortunately disappointing for him. So back on board with Matteo then, as he will no doubt want to get back past Marcy in that Alfa Romeo after there was a good little battle between them there, and no doubt we'll be seeing more of that, as early pits for both Matteo and Ruben in the Renault. Don't forget, the guys have to do their own pits, so they need to make sure that they are at the correct speed. Also Kian coming into the pits
in, don't they?
Yeah.
Top 2 stays out, but safety car is out.
So the safety car is out, so someone is off. Who is off big time? Is that maybe Matteo? That's interesting. So this is going to be interesting, because John Neves and Marcy didn't pit, and if the safety car is out, it might be a good strategy. And that PB has gone past. He's in 4th. And so some of these, it might be a new experience for the safety car, and it's an opportunity for Craig Mills to go into the pits, get some new tyres, and he fixes his front wing, and so that might not be too damaging for him, to see if he can catch up with the rest of them with behind the safety car. That is a Renault. Sorry, go on, what was you going to say?
JJ's just been given a penalty, so is Callum, but that's not Callum, as he's been disconnected.
Oh.
So a computer is taking his car around.
Okay, so we know that Callum then has disconnected, so yeah, a black and white flag for Callum and for JJ. In the pits then comes Marcy. Lap 5:33. New tyres going on and he continues on with a soft.
The leader has just caught up with the safety car, so now the leader is behind the safety car now. So first, second, third, fifth and sixth has not pitted. Everyone else has.
John Neves is on the softs. He's the only one on the softs, and JJ on the hards at the back in 14th, just ahead of Millsy, who is quite far still behind then. So let's try and work out what we've got going on here. There is the safety car, they're all behind it, and hopefully things can get back under 4 green flags. Brown in second then.
So everyone's on mediums apart from John, so I don't know if John is going to try and do a good start, get ahead, then pit type of thing, while everyone's on the mediums. But second place, who's on the mediums, has not pitted, so is third, but fourth has, so this could be a good advantage for fourth.
Indeed. So 5-second penalty for Callum, but it's not Callum. And then we've got
drive-through for
JJ. Yeah. So as you say, it's really only Marcy who has pitted from the safety car, who is then leading out of everyone who has pitted.
Yeah.
So that could be an advantage
so
to Marcy.
I was going to say he could have a good advantage here.
And if you think the closest person to him who hasn't, who has pitted, and that is Ruben, he's behind Callum and Tadas. So he can pull away, get some fresh air, especially if the top 3 they pit early. He will be able to get ahead and have a bit of track space to himself.
See, John, he needs to basically, when the safety car is going to come in, he needs to go for it, make a gap while he's got them super softs on still. But the thing is, he's been on them tyres for 5 laps, so I wouldn't be surprised if, in a way, them tyres are starting to wear down a bit, in a way.
Oh, without a doubt.
So it's yeah, this could be a bit of an interest in what's going to happen. Safety car's still out at the moment.
I still can't understand why the safety car is out. Because
someone else just been given a 5-second penalty for collision with JJ.
So that is Millsy then. So Millsy, yeah. Craig Millsy has got.
So safety car is coming in this lap. So John is holding the pack up, getting ready to do the attack, and he goes for it. So he's in full control of the grid. What is he going to do with it? So it goes round the chicane. So this is the best opportunity. He's going for it.
Look at that.
But he's got a good gap.
That's a massive gap. So John Neves continues. Yep. Brown still in seconds. The 2 Alfa Romeos of Marcy and PB in 3rd and 4th. But don't forget, Marcy has pitted and PB hasn't pitted, so that's actually allowed him to go ahead. And he's just
been given a 3-second time penalty as well.
Wow, so more penalties. PB. Yeah, so more penalties arriving, which is not helping things. And yeah, interesting to see what happens from here with the pits and find out what happens. So Dung Beetle, which is Callum, he is obviously not part of this race. Tadas is 6th, Ruben's 7th in the Renault. Kian Green kind of going around here in 8th for the second of the Mercedes. Can he get further up to get a good points haul for them? Looking at the teams, it's Mercedes 1-8. McLaren are in 3rd and 5th, but of course some of that is to do with pits.
Just got to say, look who's moved up into second on the freshest tyres out of all of them.
Marcy, yeah, look at that. So he is he's on a mission. So Marcy is up to second.
Could John have made a mistake here and not pitting on the safety car? The gap is 116, 117. It is going up, the gap. But how long is he going to last on them soft tyres? That's the question, Tom.
Indeed. I think G-Man Glenn he's in the pits now. I think he was off in into the end of the sector, so he's gone into the pits. On board with Marcy, and yeah, John Neves is close enough, and that is going to be a massive advantage that Marcy's going to have when he goes into the pits. It depends on what the strategy for Marcy will now be come the second pit.
That gap is going down. It's going down to 1.4.
So he is on a mission, as I said. He is literally, I think he's realised now what the opportunity he has to take this first win. And John now needs to think quick to see what he can do.
Them tyres must not be good for John. Must not be good.
Yeah, it's coming down, isn't it? It's nearly less than a second.
He'll be soon into DRS. He might be at the end of this lap in DRS zone. And then John's going to be in a bit of a trouble there.
So Brown is up to third, but yet to pit for the McLaren, and things are starting to settle here. There is a battle here between PB and Ruben, but PB, don't forget, has got his penalty. Yellow flag, safety car again, so someone has gone off potentially, and that is Tadas.
Yep. Tadas. So I don't know what's happened to Tadas, but this is the time that John needs to come in the pits, I think.
Without doubt.
It's the best time. The gap's gone up again, but I think he needs to do it.
So that's a shame. That's one of the hasses.
Tadas might have had the problem with the worn tyres. We didn't see it, but he might have spun out and took himself out with the he was on 8 laps on that tyre as well. He was on the mediums, but it's not good.
Kobe gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Could that be cutting the circuit? So,
well, I don't know. When the safety car comes out, they have to stay at a certain pace. Speeding under safety car, so that's Millsy.
Craig's day goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, so he's going to have the drive-through. So the thing is, in the top right, when they're racing, they have got a timer. That's Millsy again, speeding again.
So John Neves is in the pits. He's in, he's out, and he is back into
on hard tyres.
Oh, hard tyres, eh? So that'd be interesting. So where does he sit on the grid? There's a few others that have gone into the pits. That's the rest of them, no doubt.
Gone down to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. It looks like he's going to come out in 7th.
He's in 7th then.
But he's going to have the freshest tyres out of all of them. So this could be interesting.
This needs to be a good drive from John to get himself back up into a decent position. But it's early days still yet, onto lap 10, so we're just coming up to being around the 3rd mark of the race. Let's go back up then to the leader of this race. That's someone who's off, I think. No, some lag, I think. I think it was lag. It looked like Ruben was off into the wall, but he's not. He's back on the circuit. So Marcy is leading.
But I'll tell you something, Moody, he's in 3rd place now, and he's gone up 7 places from the start, and he's on the same amount of tyres, like length laps, as Ruben, who's in 2nd. So Moody's gone up quite a few places.
So I just had some news that Kobe, the reason why he was kicked straight away with a DQ was that he had a technical issue, and he was unable to drive his formation lap, and so they gave him a penalty and disqualified him, even though it wasn't his fault. So he almost like I had a glitch, which basically ruined his race.
Well, we saw it at the beginning. I think quite a few had glitches at the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I've also found out that Taras in the Haas, who's now left as he retired, was pushed into the wall by one of the Ferraris. So that would have been Craig or Matteo. Well, Matteo's at the back, so I wonder if that was Matteo, because Matteo we're used to seeing really at the front, and he's right down at the back. He's had 2 pit stops, so I reckon there was a bit of contact there.
Yeah.
So it could have been one of them, but he's actually quite far behind. I reckon it might have been Matteo, so he's it's just the inconsistency there a little bit.
I think the FIA might have to look into it.
Don't forget, we might have post-race penalties removed, post-race penalties given, and there will be evidence given to support any of the contact, because we might miss it on the stream. We won't get to see it, but it is submitted.
That's not good. It just said someone's left the session, and he's in first place.
So Marcy's left.
Yeah.
He's left the session.
Yeah, it came up saying he's left the session.
Oh.
But he's in first place.
Well, that's not good. So we could be...
Safety cars in this lap as well.
That's very interesting. Well, that's going to be a massive disappointment for him.
Yeah.
A fair bit of lag for Ruben, as he seems to be glitching a fair distance away from the track. So we are down to 13 cars, because Callum isn't part of this, more maybe 12 if we're not sure about Marcy. I think he's ghosted now, isn't he? So that means he's ghosted, so that means Ruben is the leader of this race then. Wow, I think he's going to be probably extremely annoyed or devastated at that, if that is an issue where he's just been kicked out. If he's had an issue with his internet, then that's going to be a massive shame for Marcy, because that was a masterclass of pit strategy to get the lead of this race. So then that means that Ruben's leading the race. Scott Moody is up to 2nd position in the Racing Point. Down to 3rd is Leclerc, so it's now a 1-3 for Renault. So out of nowhere, Renault are looking strong in this. 4th is John Neve. So John Neve is quickly catching up to where he was, and he could put the pressure on into 3rd with Leclerc then to get into the podium position.
Well, as I say, Moody, he's doing quite well, ain't he?
Yeah, very much so. But he's actually made a slight mistake there. Oh, and he goes really wide. That's allowed Leclerc to go on the side of him, so they're side by side as they go down to the first corner onto lap 13. So the Racing Point and the Renault are together as they go into the first corner, and Leclerc gets it. So this means it's a Renault 1-2 with both Ruben and Leclerc leading this race.
And Marcy has just put that his game crashed and it kicked him out.
Oh no. Oh my god. What a start. So we're down to 12 cars in this race then. John Neves now putting the pressure on Scott Moody to take back that podium and to get back into the lead of this race. He is on the hard tyres, but he is looking really quick on them.
Yeah, so John is in 4th in them hard tyres, moves up to 3rd now.
He gets him.
Moody's dropping down a bit. But Moody has been on them tyres for 8 laps, so is Ruben and Yeah, so Ruben's been on them for 8 laps, so is Moody. Moody's dropping down, so I'm wondering if Grip's coming to a bit of a problem.
Potentially, yeah. He's going to have to pit at some point. He's need to put some new tyres on. No one in the pits just yet. Cian Green up to 6th then, so he's consistently doing well in that Mercedes, and he's having a fight here with the Alfa Romeo of PB 316. 3-second time penalty given.
4 people have pitted. There's Cian and
Matteo
and Millsy and Matteo.
JJ. But I think JJ's was because of his wing, but he's up to 8th.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a jumbled up order at the moment compared to what it was earlier on. 2 safety cars so far. So 3-second time penalty for PB for multiple warnings, so that's cutting the corners again. So PB is going to be dropping down dramatically because let's have a look at some of the penalties that have been given. So let's have a look. So PB's got 6 seconds, so Cian will go up to 5th if he continues on staying nice and clean. Matteo has also got 6 seconds. Kobe in the Haas has got 3 seconds with Callum is out of it. Drive through still to go through for Craig Millsy, and then Glenn down the bottom in the Alpha Tauri at the back has got 5 seconds penalty as well. So it's interesting to see John Neves on the hards with also Cian on the hards with Matteo. Only one on soft, which is Craig. The rest of them are on mediums. Also Glenn at the back is on the hards as well. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Looking at the position changes, we've got Ruben's made 4 positions up, Leclerc's made 7, John's obviously lost positions, Matteo's dropped down, and yeah, it's as you say, it's mean man Moody. Scott Moody's made loads of spaces, and so does PB, but it's just that penalty is going to lose him some of that grid position.
I've got to say, Cian's right on the back of
he is
PB. Right on the back.
We've been watching him so far and he's kept up. Oh, and that's the Ferrari. A Ferrari is off. That is Matteo. So Matteo is in the wall. I'm sure it's the same. Oh, he needs to be careful how he goes back on the track. That was one of the Alfa Romeos nearly went into him, and the McLaren there as well. So very close. So Matteo down to 11th, as we said. He's just had the mistakes, hasn't he? And he did some spinning on in the qualifying. He's quick, but he's also a little bit inconsistent
Cian's
up the front there.
Past BP now.
So Cian looking really good
he's
here.
Up to 5th.
So the matter.
And the gap time, he is catching Moody up.
It's really a battle, really, for now between the Renaults and the Mercedes for the team battles.
See, the thing is, could the Mercedes both be on the podium?
Potentially, yeah. These Renaults have obviously got to do
Renaults be on both on the podium.
They've got to pit, haven't they? Again, no doubt, the tyres are going to run down. But the Renault team
but the
here.
top 4 have all pitted once. Cian's pitted twice already.
The interesting thing about the teams in this series compared to, let's say, our touring cars teams, these guys don't get to choose who they were with. They don't necessarily know each other, so they've got to work together rather than against each other for position. So the Renaults have got to work together.
To be fair, I think it's quite a good strategy, really. There's no favourites then. Where it's all random, like you say, they've got to work together. They've got to communicate with each other.
Yep.
They actually, literally, I know some of them tonight have gone in their own chat parties to talk to each other.
I didn't know that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Brown gets the 3-second time penalty.
So I think it's a good thing that it's random.
Yeah. So PB still doing okay in 5th with the time penalty. JJ didn't get a good stop, but he's up to 6.
Cian's into 4th now. So you got 2 Renaults and 2 Mercedes.
So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. As
and if you look at the Mercedes, they've both only done 6 laps on them tyres, when the Renaults have both done 12 laps on their tyres. So their 1st and 2nd are out, and they're the longest ones to be on them tyres.
So Scott Moody in the Racing Point has just pitted, so he's on his second now pit. He's done, and he is up to 10th position, sorry, down to 10th position. So a little bit of work to do for him, but he's got lots of track space. Millsy's just about to go into the pits there, as we saw just a snapshot of him. And Leclerc continues in the lead as Ruben, I think they switched positions, didn't they? So Ruben was leading, Leclerc was second, so they've switched. I didn't see that, which is on.
But John's on the back of him now.
As I say, John is very close, isn't he? Kian's a fair bit behind him, but it's still, he's 10 seconds behind, 9 to 10 seconds behind. So it's still a bit of work for Kian to do. But all he's got to do is stay safe. You just don't know what's going to happen between these top three. No. And Kian has just kept himself to himself, really, hasn't he? And he's just stayed really.
I think what the Reynolds need is a safety car right now.
Yes, exactly. That second safety car helped John massively, really, just to do his pits without endangering his position too much.
Yeah.
So on lap 18 of 33, still plenty of action.
John's not quite in DRS zone yet, but the top three's like quite far in front from 4th place. Everyone from 3rd onwards are basically all separate, like spaced out a bit.
Yep. So things, as I say, they have settled. People have kind of got into their own rhythm, and there is a fair old gap. I mean, you've got some of the back markers who've pitted 3 times. A couple of them are quite far behind.
Is in the pits now.
So okay, so that's the first of the Renaults. Let's go and watch Ruben in the pits and see where he comes out after his pit. So he jumps down to 5th position, or he could be under threat from the Red Bull of JJ here, but JJ stops behind him. Don't forget Ruben will be on fresh tyres, cold tyres to begin with, so he'll need to warm them up, but they're going to be
He's gone
fresh.
back on mediums, so is he looking to be on them longer type thing?
Yeah, maybe, potentially. So,
but that's opened the gap up from 1st and 2nd though, because now there's 3.4 of a second behind them. So was that a bit of a team strategy of basically Ruben letting his teammate go? Yeah, because he had more of a pace type thing.
That's it, potentially. Yeah, you're probably right. And there comes the second Renault of Leclerc then coming into pit, so they split the pits, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And that means
John
then
goes back into 1st.
Our leader of the race, our pole sitter, John Neves, is back into the lead then after losing the lead due to the unfortunate safety car pit strategy that he missed out. JJ gets a second penalty.
There.
And look at that, it's old Mercedes 1-2. This looks more like real life F1 now.
I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, we won't say Hamilton and Bottas, but it's basically John and Kian. So yeah, fantastic.
John
PB
is quite far in front, from 8 seconds in front.
Interestingly now, PB is 3rd. He has got a penalty, and he's under threat from both Renaults. So the 2 Renaults running together in 4th and 5th, and all they need to do is they don't need to get involved. They really don't need to get involved.
Also, they're on fresh tyres.
Yeah,
fresh tyres.
They just need to let
Fastest
PB.
laps goes to down the. I think it's Matteo. He's got the fastest lap there, I think. I didn't quite get the name, it disappeared just as soon as I looked at it.
So it's a good overtake from Leclerc into 3rd position there. So Renault's 3rd and 5th, and Temp is just behind PB, and he's really struggling. Oh, there's contact though. There was contact between Temp and PB, but PB looking really slow. I don't know if it was just the way he was or if it was tyres, but he had to let those 2 Renaults pass, and hopefully there's no damage or penalty given to Ruben in that second Renault. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 and a Renault 3-4 currently.
Two strong teams, I think. Two strong teams. It's early days, but I think these two are quite strong at the moment.
Yep, definitely. Looking at the rest of the teams, it's a bit of a mishmash, isn't it? McLaren have got Brown and Callum, but Callum's not even here. Ferrari's really struggling, even though Matteo looked really strong. Marcy would have been great for Alfa Romeo, potentially looking strong for another race, as Marcy could get a decent result in another race, and PB looking okay in 5th. So yeah,
he's just got given another penalty, so he's got 9 seconds now.
Oh no, 9 seconds, which means JJ will go ahead of him, as will Brown. But he will just be ahead of Kobe in the Haas, unless obviously that's more to go in this race. Just 11 laps left of this race, then we are at the 2/3 half of this 2/3 stage of this race. So still
I don't know if John and Kian's going to stay out on these tyres. I'm not sure. They've done them now for 11 laps so far. So I don't know. Obviously hards are going to last much longer, but
yeah,
I don't know how much longer.
PB in the Alfa Romeo is in the pits, and he has gone back out on to hards. Yep. So he's gone on hards. He's just come out behind the racing point of Scott Moody in 8th, so PB down to 9th. So he's got some work to do from there, and I imagine he'll do the rest of the race on those tyres.
Yeah. Well, we know that the hards can last at least 11 laps, so he's going to be ending on them tyres. But the one thing John and Kieran's got to be careful of, if they are going to pit, not to pit at the same time.
Not to get in each other's way, definitely. So, interestingly, yes. John is 8 seconds out in the lead, and he's got a penalty. He has a penalty. What is the...
3 seconds.
Yep, 3-second penalty. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's there. So Kian, could he catch him up? Could Kian take the win? And we don't know. Both Leclerc
7 seconds behind.
Yeah, he was 8 seconds. He's actually a little bit quicker. And
he's gaining.
Yeah, so Leclerc and Ruben are too far away at the moment, but could they catch up? Yeah, that'd be interesting.
He's really gaining. Look, 7-2, 7-1, 7, 6-9.
So is there a problem with John, or is his tyres just had it? Oh, he's behind a car here, potentially. Yeah, he's got Callum ahead of him, which probably just...
The car is ghosting.
Yeah. Oh, sideways. I thought John was going to spin it out then. 6.5 seconds ahead of Kian, so... Counting the laps down now for the Mercedes.
See, I think Lance, Ruben are going to stay out, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, probably. Yeah, see what they can do.
They're only on their tyres 3 laps, 4 laps. So, with only, 9 laps to go, there's not they're probably going to try and stay out, but I still think the Mercedes are going to have to pit. I'm not sure. I've got a feeling if they pit, they will go on to super softs.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, it's been an interesting first race as we go down to the final stages of this race. We've still got a potential for a change of lead as Kian is gradually catching up with his teammate John Neves, but I think we can tell who's the quickest out of the few. We've got there's a bunch of quick guys. There's the mid pack. I mean, there's a couple of people who have got a bit of work to do, maybe a little bit of experience, but inexperienced. But I think there's generally your mid-pack to the back. I think it's all fairly even. Everyone's got a chance there. It's just I think there's a few at the front who will do well consistently. And this
I
is
say when you look at the fastest laps, the Renaults have got the fastest laps than Mercedes.
yeah.
They got 19.4s, 19.3, and Mercedes have got 95, 96. But I think John could pit and come out second.
Yes.
Because third place is 12.4 behind,
And
so
it's whether he wants to protect that 1-2 for Mercedes. And I'm not being funny, I'm just watching. Kian is now 5.5 seconds. He's gained a second over this lap to John.
Yeah.
So I get the suspicion that John is struggling on his tyres a bit more than Kian, at least.
I think so too. He is a bit more slidey, what I see. He is a lot slidey, but if Kian gets just in that 3 seconds, Kian's got the fastest lap as well,
1:19.2 or something like that, I think it was. Yeah, so Kian's just got the fastest lap. There's an extra point for Kian. Could Kian take the win?
Don't know if he gets it down to that 3 seconds for John having that penalty. It could swap him around.
The thing is, John got pole. He was quick right from the word go in the qualifying. Kian was mid-pack. It wasn't slow, but he obviously wasn't in the top half to a certain degree. Well, kind of the bottom of the top half, let's say. But he was there, and I don't think I saw Kian getting a decent result like this from just gaining from what I was seeing on qualifying. I thought he was going to be, maybe further down average.
Well, so far,
6th or 7th. But
Kian's gone up 5 places.
Yeah, he's just.
So.
I don't want to jinx him. I've commentator's curse. We've been through this before loads of times, but Kian is one of 4 cars that has no penalty, so he's got no issues with staying on the track, and that's possibly one of his strongest points. Yeah.
So it's one of the Renaults as well. Ain't got no penalties.
But they are still 12 and 14 seconds behind the 2 Mercedes, as Kian now 4.5 seconds. There's another second gone. So this is going to be, I reckon, a really, really fascinating last few laps. A, can Kian catch up with John and take the win? And B, are Mercedes able to stay out without having to pit ahead of the Renaults?
Well, this is the question. They've been on them tyres now for 16 laps.
Yeah. So PB gets another 3-second time penalty. I think that goes up to to 12 seconds, maybe.
I think so. Brown's just pitted for softs. Who's in the pits?
Okay, so let's go down to Brown.
Out in 7th.
Just behind Scott Moody.
But he's on fresh softs, so he's going to be quite quick. Could he set the fastest lap?
Ooh.
Is that what he's aiming? Because he's gone on the softs.
The two come really close together as they go round that tight right hander down to the left hander here. Just really close behind him now. Very, very close. This is
someone just gone straight into the wall.
That is
Wild Dog.
Yep. So Kobe has hit the wall. So the yellow flags are for Kobe, but he comes back on the circuit.
I think he's damaged his wing though.
Yeah, he's in the gravel as well. So that's a shame for Kobe. He was in 7th, so or maybe further up, I think. So he's dropping down lots and lots of spaces. So interestingly, if there's no safety car, but I don't know what's going to happen really here, because John is still ahead. So Kian is dropping off. So he's maybe made a mistake.
But watching Brown, he's just behind Moody now with DRS. He is absolutely flying on the softs. I think he's got a good advantage to get some places.
Is he going to get past?
Moves up into 5th.
He's got the move done. Fantastic. Oh, but he's wide as he comes back out. Moody has got a 3-second time penalty after maybe cutting the corner there, so that's not helped Scott. Maybe he just got was a bit under pressure from McLaren there of Brown as he tried to defend, so that's a bit of a shame. Matteo gets another 3-second penalty.
For Brown to call, it is 33 seconds, so that's a lot of catching up if he's going to catch up in the last 4 laps.
Yep. Ruben goes into the pits to get another set of tyres. That's interesting.
Yeah. Has he done it because knowing
Brown is
33 seconds in front? I bet he's going to go. Is he going to put the softs on?
He is.
He has. So is he going to go for the fastest lap?
Most probably an extra point to see what he can do.
Yeah.
We are coming to the closing stages. 4 laps left to this race. Can he get the fastest lap for the Renaults? I think they know they're not going to catch up to the Mercedes. As things have settled. Oh, it's a shame. It's a real shame that Kieran just dropped off. I think he's hit the same wall that John hit a little bit early. He's just a bit afterwards, because they've both settled now. Kieran, he's actually dropped back to 5, nearly 6 seconds away from John. John's settled and Kieran is just struggling a little bit, but he's actually still 12 seconds, 13 seconds ahead of Leclerc. So I think, I don't think it's going to change from here unless anything drastic happens. But it's been, I think, really good for the Mercedes. A great race for John to obviously keep calm and get back into the lead. I think even better for Kian Green, who personally I think he's my favourite of the race. If Marcy had won the race, I probably would have gone for Marcy because of his strategy, but Kian has just gone round and got a decent second for just racing clean.
I think the same. I think Kian would be my driver of the day.
Yep. Brown's got the fastest lap of 1:18.9. He's done it on those soft tyres, so he knew he was going to do it and he did it. Renaults are, I think, the surprise of the race. They've worked really well together.
Cole ain't done a lap yet on the softs yet. So could Cole do something?
Maybe. So Ruben's got a 3-second time penalty. Ooh. So he needs to be careful now because he's still ahead of Brown. Brown is quick and that's interesting, isn't it? What penalty? Has he got any more penalties? Fastest lap. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Penalties.
Yeah, he's got 6.
Oh, so that takes him up to 39. Still 10 seconds ahead, but very interesting.
He gets the fastest lap though. 1:18.9. He's taking the fastest lap so far.
Are we going to see a fight for the fastest laps? Brown doesn't go any quicker. He does a 1:19.6, so he's dropping off now on those tyres slightly.
Kieran's catching up with John again.
That's interesting.
4.8 again.
Very interesting. Back to 5.
I don't think he's getting grip much though, Kian.
No.
Because that the computer in front of him is pulling away from him.
Yeah. I wonder if that's Kobe. Yeah, because Taras in the other house is he retired. He crashed, didn't he?
Yeah.
So Kian, back up to the 5-second mark. Ruben on his own. So yeah, I think this is really kind of settled into the last few laps. Another 3. How many more penalties can you get for Matteo? That's a massive shame. I can't believe he was like fourth or fifth on the grid.
I think Kian's playing this quite smart. He's behind the back markers, which the back marker is quicker than him because of fresher tyres. So he's getting the slipstream and the DRS. So is this how he's catching up? He's nearly that 3 seconds. If he gets under the 3 seconds, well, I don't know though, because he's got a penalty, but John's got 6 seconds now penalty.
Oh, so Kian is currently going to win the race because...
No, he's not, because Kian's got 3 seconds.
Oh, of course he has.
He still needs to get that 3 seconds.
He's a second then, so it's a second between them. So if it's 6 seconds, that takes... Yeah, so it's a second. He needs to make a second up. If it needs to be a second and a half, sorry, yeah. So
He just needs to be under 3.
Yeah. Cool.
This could be quite close for the lead.
On board for Kieran here. Oh no, Matteo is out of the race. The Ferrari has crashed.
Oh, no.
To be honest, he had an unbelievable man. Oh yeah, could it be a safety car?
I wouldn't fault so, because it's the last lap.
Of course, but there's yellow flag, so he's not got to overtake. He's not allowed to overtake anything here, so he's got to be slow. There's Matteo's car.
I'll tell you what, John's car's running out of fuel as well.
Oh,
his fuel light is on.
I'm sure he must have done that on purpose, but he's coming around for the last few corners here. He comes round the final chicane for the final time, and the first race of Tier 2 for SNS Esports F1 League goes to John Neves in the Mercedes AMG. Second then
Kian Tate second.
Is second, yep. As he's in the end, he's just 2.2 seconds behind. Ruben is third in the Renault. Fourth will be Leclerc is third. Ruben will be fourth. Here comes Ruben.
It was close for third though. Look, 3.6 because of Kian's penalty. Third didn't even get a penalty.
And then Brown in the McLaren, the first in the McLarens, and the first of any of the other teams other than Mercedes and Renault is fifth.
Sorry. Ruben got the fastest lap.
Scott Moody gets sixth, as PB will come away with seventh. Yep. And then the rest go away with JJ in 8th for Red Bull, the AlphaTauri of FC UK G-Man Glenn in 9th, Kobe finishes 10th in the Haas, Marcy in 11th in the Alpha, and then the rest of them at the back, non-finishers being Tadas in the Haas as he crashed. Marcy got kicked out.
PB got the
driver of the day. Okay. Well done to John Neves and the Mercedes then, and well done to Mercedes for a 1-2. Fantastic racing. And
then Renault got 3 and 4.
Yep. So that's going to be a really good one to watch out for in a week's time when we go to our round 2. So we'll find out where we're going. So round 2 will be at the Netherlands, so Zandvoort, one of my favourite tracks. That'll be great to watch that. So yeah, there's the final results then. John Neves and Kieran Green get a 1-2 for Mercedes AMG. Leclerc and Ruben get a 3-4 for Renault, with Brown the first of the McLarens and the fastest lap. Yeah, Scott Moody 6th for Racing Point. PB 7th for Alfa Romeo, JJ 8th for Red Bull, Glenn in the AlphaTauri is 9th, and then the rest follow on at the back. Ferrari, a lot of work to do.
Third place was like the only one who didn't get a penalty out of the whole grid.
Right. Well, thank you very much for joining us here for round 1 of Tier 2 of the S&S Esports F1 Online League. And it's been exciting, really. Chaotic at the start, but very enjoyable race. So I'm looking forward to next week. So cheers for joining me, Kieran.
Yeah, and you.
Thank you for everyone else who joined us for the race. We'll see you next week.